Welcome to another episode of The African Voice, where African creativity, culture, innovation, and achievements are celebrated. In the studio with me today, I've got an African, beautiful young woman. Welcome to The African Voice.
Thank you for having me.
Wow, good to see you. You're looking sharp.
Thank you.
And fit.
Thank you.
So, would you like to introduce yourself to the audience? Tell us what you're about, your brand.
Yes, so my name is Caroline. I am the founder of TravelEatSlay. TravelEatSlay is an apparel brand, a travel apparel brand. We organize day trips around Europe just to showcase how accessible traveling from Europe can be, and it's very cost effective because they are in the form of day trips. So there is no accommodation and not a lot of time out of the office that is dedicated to these trips. We also sell merchandise, so t-shirts, hoodies that are a perfect accessory for any traveler to have along their trips. And I'm also the curator of the Travel Boxx, which is a travel subscription service, a quarterly subscription box where you will find travel essential items that you need for any trip.
Wow. There's a lot in there. And I'm gonna have to break it down piece by piece. So let me start. I mean, I sense the energy, and I know we're the same month. And by the way,
Mayborn.
Yeah. And by the way, Caroline is also my sister-in-law, so we're family, so we vibe big time. So Caroline, can I just ask, where did you get inspiration to start this venture, this to launch this startup, regardless of the fact that we've been in lockdown against all odds, and there you are, feeling all positive about this thing, you know, especially in an industry that is facing challenges at the moment, the travel industry. So what motivated you to launch this startup?
So it's nothing new. I would say that I've had this idea brewing for a while.
Right.
It's just that the lockdown re-emphasized or like gave me that push to actually launch the Travel Boxx. I had this idea for a few years back, and I don't remember I asked you a few times.
I know.
I asked a few of my friends. And I think during lockdown last April, I sat down with a few travel content creators, travel brands, just to say, hey guys, we're in the same boat. How are you handling the fact that you cannot travel and the fact that your brand or your business is on hold?
Right.
And through these conversations, the idea of a lack in the industry to have one trusted source for travel essential items kept coming up. And to me, I was just like, if this is not God telling me, like, that idea that you've had at the back of your mind, if you don't push it and make it a reality, you're missing something here. And I got the courage, even though like I had these conversations in April, I finally got the courage to do something about it in November last year. And that was it. The birth of the Travel Boxx came about last November.
Wow. People out there who are looking at starting up something, who are discouraged because of the lockdown. What is that thing that, you know, can give them that impetus to just say, all right, you know,
let me do it?
Let me do it.
I would say, as long as that, if it's something that you're passionate about, travel, because I already had a travel brand itself, I'm always keen on providing solutions within the travel sector. And so, number one, that was my vim, or like my motivation to say, hey, if you really are wanting to provide a solution to this problem that you have seen and that people have voiced out to, you're going to have to do everything in your power to make it possible. And at the time, even though we're still in lockdown, the restrictions are a little bit lifted, but building something that's travel related in a lockdown, in a pandemic, I questioned myself a lot of times. I was just like, are you crazy? Is this right? Are you doing what is actually the point? If people cannot travel and you're bringing out something that you are like wanting them to use for their travel purposes, but the end game or the message that I keep reiterating to myself as well as to my customers is that travel will resume. We are not locked down forever. So for anyone else who is thinking of opening up a brand, starting anything, don't look at it as I'll start it when we get out of the pandemic or out of the lockdown, because by then you would have missed that gap of promoting, of getting that word out there, gaining interest. I think I would also say this could be the perfect time for you to launch anything.
So it's all about preparing yourself for that opening,
that green light to say, hey, because if I didn't bring something out now, I can't then say I'm now fighting against so many other brands or words or businesses that are already established when the travel doors open. So by building something now, and I'm also tapping into smaller businesses that have been affected by the pandemic because we can't travel and we can't operate as we should or could have. So what better way than collaborating with them and getting them featured in the box.
Right, so there's an opportunity to synergize with other businesses.
Yes.
Well, there you have it. If you have a business that promotes or provides travel-related products, you can get in touch with Caroline. So Caroline, I know you've told me a lot, and you probably have answered that question in what you said.
Yeah.
But what makes, because I look forward to traveling, you know, and every year before the lockdown I travel with my family, with my children, and we find one of the things that we find out is that there's something we're missing, there's something you're lacking, there's always something that you forgot. Now, what makes the travel box so essential?
We are featuring essential items that are common that people forget. And even though I'm a seasoned traveler myself, I have found myself in the same boat. You arrive at the airport and you're just like, oh damn, I forgot that. How? And you're kicking yourself, like, how can I forget a power bank, a charger, like anything? Sometimes there's the simplest things, because I'll say over and over and again that when you're packing for a trip, whatever it might be, if it's a weekend trip, a week trip, it's a lot of energy and a lot of things, emotions are just going on while you're packing, right? And it's easy for you to forget an essential items. And this box is as a reminder or a checklist, just to be like, okay, you're traveling. It doesn't even matter whether you're doing a road trip, a boat cruise, a plane, anywhere. You're traveling, let's get the essentials out of the way. Let's tick, it's like a little checklist to say, these are your essentials that you're going to need. And anything else is now based on preference, because as a guy, you might carry things that females don't carry, and vice versa. You don't need the makeup and stuff. So we're just going for the items that we are focusing on are smart travel options. So when we mean smart travel, it's items that allow you to look after the environment. So for example, instead of going for your plastic bottles, we have like reusable, collapsible bottles that you can, one, you're saving space in your luggage, and two, you can reuse it over and over again. You don't need to waste you don't need to be harmful to the environment because you're not using plastic. We have universal chargers. I have been traveling for a while, and I'm not sure why I keep kicking myself now that I found or understood through this travel box. I had an adapter for when I traveled to Europe. I had an adapter for when I traveled to the US. I had an adapter for when I traveled to Africa. But there is a universal adapter that puts everything in one, and you just have one travel adapter that you can carry whichever country you're traveling to. So it's just looking at ways that make you smarter in the way that you're packing as well as traveling, and being intentional about how you're traveling. And I think something that people need to be aware of once we're out of this pandemic is to be intentional about the destinations that you travel to, as well as what you carry when you go to those destinations and how you travel. I know for a fact within the millennial generation, they are doing more of slow travel, so really focusing on the bucket list destinations that you're visiting. Maybe rather than you going there for a week, extend your stay, maybe tap into helping that community while you're there. So it's not just about what can I get, how much fun can I have in a destination. We need to be more intentional about.
So I know you mentioned the subscription service. For anyone who is interested in the box, can you just buy it off the shelf, or just go to a website and purchase it?
So the website is thetravelboxx.co.uk.
Okay.
As it is a subscription, at the end of each quarter of the month, we will release like one-off purchases. So if you missed that quarter, you can buy one off the box that you missed on. But so you have to wait until the subscription. The main point is we're pushing for you to join the subscription in order to not miss out on the frequency of the products that are released, as well as the discounted offers that come with some of the brands that will be featured.
Okay, so subscribers can look forward to new products being launched into the market.
Yes.
New tech products, new beauty products.
And it's also being introduced to new brands that you might not have been aware of.
Right.
And you're also supporting these brands. Like we said, so some of these travel brands have been on hold during the pandemic.
Okay.
So it's about you being introduced to new products that you will become loyal to in the future.
Oh, I'm getting excited about it already. Wow. So Caroline, I see you're wearing a very lovely hairstyle.
Yes.
Afros. You're rocking your afros. You've jazzed it up. Now I've got something posted online at the moment that I hope will generate some discussion around this topic I'm about to mention. Now on the hair debate here, in quote, do you think it's proper for white women to wear afros if they want? I mean, as a matter of fact, I just came across this video of people in is it Japan? Yeah, Japan, right? A lot of Japanese are actually turning their hairs into afros, and it looks really amazing.
Okay.
I'm telling you. So on that note, do you think it's appropriate? Do you think it's culturally, appropriate, for white women to wear afros? Tricky one, isn't it?
It is a tricky one. To be fair, I don't want to be like culturally appropriation debate and everything. Black women wear weave. We wear European hair.
There you go.
So, and I'm not even agreeing that it should be right or it should be wrong. I don't think it should be is it right, is it wrong debate. Personally, I don't want anybody to come for me here. But yeah, I don't know how to answer that question actually.
Should it be a matter of choice? Your fashion statement. It's a free world, isn't it?
It is, but I think maybe the problem that then goes for, that might rub people the wrong way is how they might carry that hairstyle and make it look like they were the ones who invented it. I think it's not correct when it's not right when a different race then takes that hairstyle and makes it mainstream or makes it trendy when it's not within their roots. That's what I'm like. That's where I think the battle of why any other race should not wear an afro as opposed to a black person. But like I said, to me, it does not faze me. It doesn't rub me the wrong way if I see someone else who, like a white person or a Japanese person, wearing an afro. I just know that that's not their real hair texture. And I guess it can be from their point of view to say when they see a black person wearing weave, they just know underneath that weave is an afro. Yeah. I think also I don't want to go into like the racism era, but because back in the day, afro, even though that was like, we go back to that's my natural hair or whatever, that wasn't seen as an attractive look back in the day. So when I mean back in the day, in the era of slavery, and even coming up like early 2000s or 90s, 2000s, having an afro was not always seen as an attractive thing, or oh, you need to manage that well kind of thing. So then seeing another race taking that same hairstyle and making it look trendy and making it look more palatable for people to accept, that's where some people might be rubbed the wrong way.
Okay, so do you now see black people, especially women, embracing their natural hair look? I mean, these days,
I think
I'm seeing a lot of that.
It is. I think it's still half and half. Not every black woman is, if they have coarse hair and if they know how to maintain that hair, they might not be acceptable to just leaving it out. It's not yet as acceptable to say every black woman out there who has coarse hair is naturally proud about having their hair out, because relaxer is still on the shelves. Relaxer cream is still something that's there. So
and so probably put out of business if
yes, a lot of like packs put out of business.
And now that we're in the cancel culture, you know, some revolution might just start and like, oh, let's just cancel that. Anyway, so Caroline, what are your hobbies?
If it's not travel, travel. To be honest, like I was thinking about this while I was making my way here, and I think some of my hobbies, or at least one of my hobbies, which I didn't think about before, was just looking for things to bring out. Like being an entrepreneur is something that I'm just always looking into. I'm like, okay, what can I create? What can I build? What can I do? And even though like this is probably my, I don't know,
baby.
My second baby. TravelEatSlay my first, always. I just like building or like providing a solution.
That's great. That's great to know. And I just wanted to say to you that you have been a source of inspiration to me as well. And you know, I look at you as you know, someone who can inspire a lot of people around you, and a lot of people who are going to be watching this.
I hope so.
Yeah. So thank you. It's been a privilege having you on the African Voice.
Thank you.
Last question before you go. I'm going to put you on the spot. Are you married or single?
I am searching. God is brewing my husband. He's yet to come.
I love the sound of that. So you heard that on the African Voice. Caroline, where can people find you and your products?
Okay, so TravelEatSlay for the apparel is TravelEatSlay.com. The Travel Box is the Travel Box with 2 X's.co.uk, and throughout social media on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, it's the same. But if you come through at TravelEatSlay, you will find everything you need.
Fantastic. Well, there you've had it from Caroline, founder of TravelEatSlay and founder of the Travel Boxx. So you know where to go if you want to subscribe to this service, which I will highly recommend, because it's going to be, everyone is going to like, everyone has been cased in, everybody wants to travel, and with all that excitement, people are bound to forget things. So get one of these and you're covered, sorted. Right, that's it. We've come to the end of today's episode of The African Voice. Till I come your way again with more interesting stuff and more amazing personalities. My name is Olukola, aka OK. Stay blessed, stay safe. Bye for now.